dedicated to the great outdoors. It's Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughton. Southern Woods and Waters is brought to you by Gander Mountain, Greenform Construction, the Burns Insurance Group, Cunningham Buick GMC, Nashville Marine, America's Motorsports. And now, here's Hugh.
All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. And we're going to be talking mainly woods tonight. I have got two great guests on here with me tonight. And one of them you know, one of them you don't know. But you're soon going to know him, I promise you right now. We're going to broaden out and introduce our guest to you tonight. I have with me Parrish Elliott. Parrish, thanks so much for being part of it again.
Oh yeah, man, enjoyed it.
You're out in the woods. It's just hard to get Parrish in the studio. I mean, he's out all the time. But I am especially grateful to have this next guest. Our next guest is Danny Thompson, United States Marine Corps retired and just now getting into hunting.
That's right. That's right.
And
the rookie.
You know, a rookie at it, but
right.
you know, we couldn't ask for a better guy to get into the sport of hunting. And you have taken up bow hunting.
That's right.
Like a gangbuster.
That's it's my passion now. I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
Welcome to the show, Danny. And a lot of the show tonight's going to be about Danny and what's going on with you know, our service vets and things. Just to give you a little background. Danny, you served in Marine Corps for how long?
I was 16 years total and retired out medically. So that's where I am now. PTSD is pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
Hunting has helped relieve a little bit of that PTSD, get out in the woods.
Now, and we're not trying to get, we're not prying or anything. I don't want you to feel that, but explain to people what PTSD is. I mean, because there's a lot of it being brought up in the news media and stuff, and it's post-traumatic
stress disorder. And it's not just military. It happens a lot in life that we don't realize.
Sure.
Incidents that happen to us when we're young, as we're raised, as we're growing. It seems to be like, for me, it's just something triggers an uncontrollable desire to lose control, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So little things that you would.
Now, are you talking about like adrenaline jumps up? Like
it's a little bit of everything. It depends on what it is.
Okay.
You know, there's certain things that will set off PTSD, and then there's certain things that build in a day. Whereas you would take as very a casual approach, somebody saying something to you, it may set me off.
Right.
And that's somewhat of the difference of being under control and out of control. And I don't think that a PTSD person is ever under control completely.
Completely.
Exactly.
Then you're talking about, and if I may, I understand that it's a little bit of like a stress of a day builds up or something, and then, you know, even us, I mean, even those that don't have PTSD,
right,
we get to a point where we go, that's enough, I've had enough.
Well, see, PTSD guys don't get to that point.
Yeah,
we go right, we just keep going. We got 3 or 4 days in a row where we'll have 10 times the stress on us we have on a normal day, and we'll let that roll from one day to the next, to the next, to the next, until eventually there's a snapping point.
Right.
And when that snapping point's there, there's a loss of control.
Your military training, though, I'm sure had a lot to do with your availability to keep it going all day long today and all day long tomorrow.
That's what you do.
Keeping it.
Absolutely.
That's what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And then,
so you were trained from the get-go to keep it all bottled up inside.
Sure.
Don't show anything.
That's right. You don't, in the Marine Corps, you don't show a weakness.
Oh no.
You show that weakness, man.
What happens then?
Your weakness will be cured, or you will be gone. You know, one way or the other. But bow hunting is really sitting out in the woods, getting out there in the woods again, and.
Now, were you a hunter before you joined the Marine Corps?
No. I've killed one deer in my life. My grandfather sat me in a tree, in a stand, and said, "You sit right here till dark or come home."
Okay.
And 5 minutes after he left, I killed the deer, and I was 12, 13 years old. You know,
So
it
what's
was
this?
it was too easy.
Yeah.
There was no
Come on,
there was
Dad.
no passion before.
Come on, Granddad,
you know,
give me something that's challenging.
We would take you know, a shotgun and go out and shoot a squirrel every now and again.
Yeah,
But that was it. But now, getting into the woods and sitting there for 5 or 6 hours, that was always seemed like it was miserable to me growing up.
Yeah.
Now going to sit in the woods for 4 or 5, 6 hours is absolutely a God's blessing.
It's a therapeutic for you,
It is
isn't
so therapeutic, and I can watch
Yeah.
deer come in. And I've sat in days and said, I'm not grabbing the bow all day. I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to film all day. And I sat right there and filmed. Shooters walk right by you.
Well, now, we got to say that you started off just filming
That's right. That's right.
hunts.
I
and
thought
stuff
that was
like,
important.
And you got with this guy.
Parrish has been.
Now, wait a minute. This is a G-rated show.
I'm
okay?
not going to blow his head up too big, but he's probably had a lot to do with me being here today.
Well, now, and Parrish is a good fellow, and he introduced you to something that he loves.
Absolutely.
And that's what guys and gals
His
should
passion
do.
for it's amazing.
It's a passion.
His
Oh, yeah.
passion for it's amazing.
But he brought you from just the filming part into actual being a part of it.
That's right. That's right.
And that's got to be therapeutic in its own right.
The filming was so incredible. It was just so, I didn't have any, there's no stress on me.
No.
Nothing at all. I had no worries, no shooter. I didn't have anything
Except for shutter
in a
speed.
sight. Your iris is always a major concern, but it was.
And finding his good side.
Yeah, that's
Communicating with him was another, in the Marine Corps you have these issues with communication when things are loud. So we all had hand signals to tell everybody what to do, and we're just getting together and getting those hand signals because he cannot hear.
No.
My God, it's just, it's
bad.
incredible. It's bad.
It is bad.
So I have to kick him, every now and again to make
yeah.
sure he knows where the deer is. So
All of his friends, we all pick him.
yeah. He got thrown in the fire, straight into the fire, introducing him to filming during turkey season.
Uh-oh.
yeah, that's
And,
where I started. Was with turkeys.
if anybody knows anything about filming, when you're filming turkey hunt, it is so hard if
Yes.
you've never done it before.
Yeah.
And so we went. We were turkey hunting one time this year, and we got on 2 birds gobbling immediately, and we figured they'd be coming out of the holler, and all of a sudden I kind of looked to my right and I could see 2 big fans coming up. I'm like, oh, and I was like, Danny, over here to your right.
Well,
to your
Danny's
right.
still pointing this way.
So Danny's behind me now, and I'm not thinking, I'm thinking as a turkey hunter, oh, I got 2 big birds coming in, and the whole time I'm saying, right here, right here. I don't know if he can hear me, but I'm hoping he does. And we had one, they both come there, and I blowed one of them's head off, and I jumped up, went over and got on the bird, and I was coming back, and he's like, I didn't get it. I'm like, what? He said, I never saw the birds. I'm like, you didn't see the birds? He said, man, I don't know what you were trying to say. You got to let me know what's going on. So, but then we slow it down to deer season.
Yeah.
It was so much. It's a lot more easier.
It was a lot easier on me to go from turkey to deer.
Well, yeah, and you're doing mainly from an elevated place.
Absolutely.
Whereas a
Where I
turkey,
can move a little
you're
bit.
ground level,
Right.
eyeball to eyeball.
Right, absolutely.
It's a little different.
Yeah, then then Danny gets him a bow, and I try to teach him some things that about archery that I know.
Which
And-
took about 10 minutes. wasn't it?
Yeah, about 5, but they, but once
just
he got the concept of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just watching him shoot and trying to get him dialed in, get his arrows built for him. And I was actually at work one day. He called, said, "Hey, I just killed my first deer," and I thought I was going to wreck the truck. I was so happy for him.
Oh, yeah.
And, ever since that one, it's been unreal. He's been on fire. He's making me look bad. But
All right,
man,
well-
shoot, I was happy.
Hold on to these thoughts because we got to quickly go and take a break. But first off, I want to tell you about this week's Deal of the Week. Can we go to that picture real quick? We got one. It's frozen. Oh, okay. Well, then while it's frozen and before it gets unfrozen, let's go to we need to tease our Facebook too. Check us out on Facebook, Southern Woods and Waters. Check us out. You can send your pictures to us through Facebook. Message me. Tell me what you want to see. We'll try and get it on here. Now it's unfrozen. We have this week's Deal of the Week is a 2017 year model G3 Sportsman 17 PFX, and I believe that PFX stands for Pan Fishing Extreme, and that is what that one right there is for. A lot of good crappie fishing, bluegill, shell cracker. I can see it in your future, but you just have to go down there in Nashville Marine, visit David McMurray, Eddie Robertson, those fine folks over there. They've got the boats. All you got to do is just add water. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get a little bit more in depth on what's going on. A lot of questions out there. A lot of guys and gals are asking questions about the rut. I got two that just came out of the field today. We're bringing you the latest and greatest. Hurry back to more Southern Woods and Waters.